The first punch landed with a sickening thud. The new boy staggered backward, his book spilling across the cracked sidewalk. A second blow caught him on the jaw, spinning him half around. Laughter exploded around him, cruel, sharp, mocking. A circle of teenagers, hungry for blood, closed in tighter. He hadn't even been in the school for a full week. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell to get notified for more, share to friends. Where are you watching from? Please tell us in the comments. We love seeing how far our story goes. The sun beat down mercilessly, baking the asphalt beneath their feet. There were no teachers around. No cameras. No parents. Just the raw law of the streets. "Welcome to Eastbridge High, loser," sneered Marcus, the ringleader, shoving the boy hard against the brick wall. His two friends, Trevor and Jaden, hooted with approval. The boy said nothing. He simply wiped the blood trickling from his lip and straightened his back, his dark eyes steady, unreadable. There was something about him, something unsettling, like a snake coiled and waiting. But Marcus didn't notice. Bullies rarely saw the storm until it was ripping through their world. "You too dumb to talk, boy," Jaden jeered, jabbing a finger into his chest. "Think you're tough just 'cause you're new?" Still, the boy remained silent. His hands twitched at his sides, not from fear, but from patience. "What's wrong, scared?" Trevor added, smacking the boy's books even farther down the sidewalk. Pages fluttered in the hot breeze like wounded birds. It should have ended there, a few punches, a few bruises, a lesson burned into skin. But pride is a dangerous fuel, and Marcus was running on full. He grabbed a fistful of the boy's shirt and slammed him into the wall again. "I'm talking to you," Marcus roared. Finally, the boy spoke. His voice was low, almost bored. "You don't know what you're doing." Laughter erupted again, but this time it was thinner, less sure. Something about the way he said it gnawed at the edge of their confidence. "And what are you gonna do, new kid?" Marcus challenged, getting in his face. "Call your mommy? Cry to your daddy?" The boy's lips twitched, whether in anger or amusement, it was impossible to tell. "Maybe you should hope my dad doesn't find out." Trevor snorted. "Oh yeah. And who's your daddy?" "Superman." The boy just smiled. In the distance, the faint growl of a car engine rumbled. A black SUV, windows tinted darker than the night sky, glided to a stop at the curb. 3 men stepped out. Suits. Sunglasses. Hard faces that looked carved from stone. Their movements were slow, deliberate. Men used to violence, men who didn't rush because they didn't have to. The students stiffened. Even Marcus. Especially Marcus. The boy bent down, picked up his books with painstaking slowness, and turned toward the SUV. One of the suited men opened the door. The boy paused, looked back at Marcus and his gang, and said quietly, "My father says hi." Then he climbed into the SUV, and the door shut with a heavy, final thud. Silence. Trevor was the first to break it. "Who the hell was that?" Jaden wiped his sweaty palms on his jeans. I think we messed up, man." Marcus tried to laugh it off, but the sound came out thin and cracked. "Whatever. Just trying to scare us." But inside, his gut twisted into a tight, icy knot. He had seen the way those men moved, the calm lethality of sharks in deep water. That night, Eastbridge buzzed with rumors. Some said the boy's father was an ex-cop. Others whispered about gangs, about bodies buried under the city. Someone even claimed he once saw the boy's father on the news, escorted in handcuffs, smirking like the devil himself. The truth, as always, was worse than the rumors. The next morning, the principal's office was swarming with strange men in dark suits. Not police, something scarier. They asked questions. They smiled too much. They took notes. Marcus and his friends were called in one by one. "You boys were involved in an incident yesterday," one of the men said, his voice too friendly. "Tell us exactly what happened." Marcus tried to lie. Tried to spin it like the new kid started it. But the man just smiled wider. "See, Marcus," he said, tapping the desk lightly. "We already know what happened. We just want to see if you're smart enough to tell the truth." Marcus swallowed hard. The man leaned in, his smile fading. "You touched the wrong boy." That night, Marcus found a note slipped through the mail slot of his house. No return address. No signature. Just 7 words, printed neatly. "Your debt has been recorded. Interest accrues." Marcus didn't sleep. Neither did Trevor. Neither did Jaden. At school, the new boy walked the halls untouched. No one dared look him in the eye. Teachers smiled nervously at him. Even the principal seemed to avoid crossing his path. One afternoon, after weeks of creeping dread, Marcus made a decision. He cornered the boy after gym class, alone, desperate. "I'm sorry, man," he said in a rush. "We didn't know. We didn't mean anything." The boy studied him for a long moment, then said, "It's not me you need to apologize to." Marcus blinked. "What?" "My father," the boy said. "He handles debts personally." Panic clawed up Marcus's throat. "Look, I swear, we'll leave you alone. We'll do whatever you want." The boy tilted his head, considering. "Anything." Yeah. "Anything, man." The boy smiled, a slow, cold smile that made Marcus's blood turn to ice. "Good," the boy said. "Because my father needs new messengers." Before Marcus could ask what that meant, the boy walked away, whistling a cheerful tune. That night, a different car pulled up outside Marcus's house. Not an SUV this time, something older, battered, the kind of car that didn't attract attention. A man stepped out. Not a suit, jeans, leather jacket, cigarette dangling from his lips. He knocked on Marcus's door. When Marcus opened it, the man handed him a small package wrapped in brown paper. "Deliver this to the address inside," he said. "You got 2 hours." Marcus stared at the package. What is it?" The man smiled. "Not your business, kid. Clock's ticking." Marcus thought about refusing. Thought about slamming the door. But then he saw the car still idling at the curb, and the second man sitting inside, watching. He delivered the package. Then another. Then another. Soon, Trevor and Jaden were making deliveries too. The packages grew heavier. The addresses grew shadier. Once, Marcus caught a glimpse inside. Wads of cash, a gun, something worse. He was trapped. They all were. One day, Marcus finally snapped. He marched up to the boy at school, furious, terrified, broken. "You set us up," he hissed. "You knew we'd mess with you. You wanted this." The boy shrugged. "You made your choices. Now you live with them." "But why us?" Marcus demanded. "Why not somebody else?" The boy's gaze hardened. "Because you thought you could hurt someone just because you were bigger, louder, meaner. You thought there wouldn't be consequences. You thought you were safe." Marcus opened his mouth, but no words came out. The boy leaned closer. "There's always a bigger wolf, Marcus. Always." Later that month, police raided a warehouse downtown. Arrests were made. Deals were cut. Marcus turned informant. He gave them everything: names, routes, addresses. He didn't do it because he was brave. He did it because he was scared. In exchange, he got probation, witness protection, a new name, a new city. Trevor and Jaden too. The new boy disappeared. No one saw him again. Some said he went back to whatever kingdom of shadows he came from. But sometimes, Marcus would wake up in his new bed, in his new life, sweating, heart pounding. And he would wonder if somewhere, somehow, the boy was still watching. Waiting. Because debts never really go away. Moral lesson. Bullying isn't just wrong, it's dangerous. You never know who someone is, what battles they're fighting, or who stands behind them. Respect others not out of fear, but out of simple human decency. The power you abuse today might crush you tomorrow.